Hey guys, got a bit more time, so just gonna roll off one more lunchtime video. See how it goes. This one's completely ad-libbed, so bear with me. There won't be any cuts. It's just gonna be straight, lots of ums, ahs, ooh, and then maybe even the hardcore pauses. But we'll hang in there. So this one is I was going to talk about, and I'll admit, I'll confess, I bought in at all-time high on quite a few coins. If we take, for example, XRP, so that was around, well, it was over $3 for sure. So for every $100 you were getting 330. Maths is way off there. You're gonna around 30 XRP, which just saying it out loud kind of feels kind of sickening, actually. I just wanted to kind of go over, like, I mean, so that I got in maybe January something, January 3rd, 4th. So I was the definition of Lieutenant FOMO. Basically, just been turd smoking. I've been told by a friend about this whole new thing. Well, it's not even new. You can't say it's new in 2018, but it shows you how out of it I really was at the time. About digital assets, and it seemed like a great thing. Said, hey, if you got like a little bit of money spared, put it in, see what happens. So yeah, obviously rode the end of that roller coaster from January 4th, 2018, to where we are now. And if you've gone through the similar sort of journey, then I feel for you. You got my feels there. It's been a long one, but learned a lot, I think, in those 2 years. One of which is probably that one of the weakest hands around. Yeah. When I remember when it was all first going off, around about January and stuff. The amount of times you'd open and close trades in the attempt to to secure some kind of profit and stuff, and then FOMO straight back in and kind of lose anything that you might have even banked and stuff like. But yeah, you just kind of put it down to a learning experience. I won't pretend like I had any kind of expertise or or training at that point. Not that I really do now, to be honest. It's just a bit more experience, and I mean, you can only learn from the scenarios that you're in and the things that you're exposed to. So I just wanted to just kind of say what else do I see and stuff when I go on to I mean, I don't have much to base it on. I mean, it's only really like YouTube comments as well as Twitter, like as toxic as both of those things can be and stuff. It's just one thing I do see, and I'm not sure if this is just, what's the word, sort of like pigeonholed to people who are new to the space, or maybe just investing in general, or maybe it's just a type of person entirely. But the people who kind of come on and then just like look to others for answers, no, there's definitely a difference in my eyes between what they say, do your own research and stuff. Yeah, you can come on and like read articles and things. Obviously, using your own judgment. And it's that point there, actually using your own judgment, that I think is sometimes a bit lacking in people and stuff. And I don't know if it's just as a result of today's culture, that kind of like on-demand information. It started off obviously with like Google searches and stuff, and you can still do that. That you have all the information there and ready. Although a lot of people have come to the I guess not the conclusion, but they've kind of got to a point where they need it on a plate and stuff, like just all the time. But the point I'm trying to get at is that there's a lot of people who kind of come on and then just look for people just to tell them what to do, and they literally would do whatever they kind of saw people doing and what the consensus was. Say, for example, let's just say with the XRP community, that there'll be some people that would come on, and if they then saw a couple of their of the high profile community members saying like, oh hey, no, I'm actually gonna disinvest a little bit and stuff and start spreading out into another coin, for example, and stuff, like one of two things would happen. You'd get the people that would absolutely lampoon them and say like, Jesus, and those people obviously a bit emotional, I'd imagine. But you'd get that, but you'd also get the people that would just, if they're doing it, and then they'll read a bit more and stuff, and then if they saw that quite a few people were doing it, they would actually go along with that as well. And it's kind of worrying to see in a way, and you can't help but think that these people are just, I don't know, you're just putting too much into other people's too much trust, I guess, in a way. And also, I guess maybe it is a bit of laziness. I understand that like not everyone, like myself included, like has time to go and like do read all these documents and all these things. But you take the information that some people have like summarized, not just cherry picked. That there's a difference there as well. You don't want someone who's just trying to prove a point. Everyone wants to seem to be that guy or that girl that lays down the bit of information, and it was because of that, and because this person told you that now we're all rocking. There does seem like a bit of a complex to do with that. But if you can just go on and just see the points that have been summarized, and then just read them, but make up your own sort of like mind about it. So I guess that would be like the take on like do your own research. Like you might not have to literally go and read like your own like articles and stuff, and even when you do, you kind of have to take everything nowadays, I think, with a bit of a pinch of salt and stuff, but use your own sort of rationalization skills. But that seems to be the thing that's kind of unfortunately like a little bit lacking and stuff. Like people just want to be told what to do, and that's something, going back to this, like that's something that I think I've kind of learned maybe the hard way, I guess, like over the last 2 years now, a bit more, 2.5 years in the space. Is that, I mean, I get that obviously, once you first start and stuff, you are kind of just like, I've just heard about this, I just want to know a little bit more, and then like so you're looking towards people, but you have to be aware to kind of like use your own mind a bit, and use use your thinking skills to be able to like decipher, and don't always take everything sort of like at face value, and decide upon to you what you feel like is important, and don't let that be dictated to you by others or consensus and stuff. Like I think the worst thing I see is if we're talking about price action for certain coins, if that's been like bad, like negative, or not what certain people expect, once that builds up enough, people seem to get influenced more so by that than if everyone was kind of okay. The price of might be the same and stuff. I'll try and give an example just to try and explain myself a bit better. So say we got like coin headphones, coin headphones, and once upon a time it was $100 per headphone coin, and then suddenly it's now riding around $8. The fundamentals are still there, everything's still as it was when you first originally bought it. But everyone's really upset because they were there when it was $60, and then it rose up to 100, almost doubling, their money. And in some cases, anyone obviously who got in earlier is seeing like thousands of percents of increase. And it was all really fast, and it all happened, and all the emotions were flowing. And yeah, here we are, two years later, and it's sitting at about minus, I can't really do the maths off the top of my head, 80 or 90%. And everyone's just really, really upset, and they're saying about how hard it is to hang on to this thing and stuff. Kind of just totally disregarding the initial reason why they bought into it. And I think that's quite an important point. Like, don't lose focus on why you originally bought in. If you're if you're really, really struggling and stuff, you need to step back and reassess, what was the reasons why I originally bought into this? And if I don't feel that way anymore, then why am I still invested in this? And then if the answer, if your answer isn't still the same, you don't feel the same way that you originally did, then maybe it is a time for you to pack up those bags and leave, because that's something which is it's probably going to be only more detrimental to you as a person than anything else, in terms of if you're investing in something that you now suddenly you don't even believe in. Because it's one thing to invest in something you believe in and then it go completely to pot and just not be a good investment at all. Obviously that's that's painful and financially difficult. But to invest in something that you don't believe in and leave your money in there, and then the same thing happens, that's kind of only got to be even worse. And then what you're left with, you're left with a lot of people who then turn around and say, who are incredibly bitter about it. And although the situation would make you bitter regardless, I can't help but feel that you're only going to be more angry because you went against your own gut feeling, if you will. So you kind of, it makes it like a real hard pill to swallow, salt in the wounds, all of it. And it's just not a healthy thing, I think to go through. So this video was basically just to say what I've learned, I think, as an all-time high buyer. I think I've veered off on many tangents, but again, hopefully just some interesting points. That's what it's all about. And I'll keep refining the style. I very much like the just open it up and start talking. There's a lot less lead up time, build up time to that, and I feel it's a bit more organic. But as time goes on, I wouldn't mind getting some proper topics down, just so I can be a bit more focused, bit more streamlined, and also want to get some some PowerPoints going. It's just some kind of graphics and stuff, because I know it can be difficult sometimes just to be listening to someone, especially about any kind of images or things to line it up and stuff. So I appreciate you watching it, and I hope to make some more on another lunchtime. Thank you.